hungry because we're going to Food and Wine. It is so windy right now. Yesterday might have been worse, but today is pretty bad. The wind is gnarly, and yeah, they were even like changing some character meet and greets because they couldn't have characters out because it was so windy. But I'm bringing you with me today to check out the full festival of Food and Wine. Now, yesterday and the day before, I was here to do food reviews, and that video will be out too. But today we are doing everything else. I mean, we'll do some food too, because we have to, but we will be checking out the rest of the festival offerings. Now, the first thing that I recommend doing when you walk into the festival is get yourself a Sip and Savor pass. Sip and Savor is an entitlement pass that allows you to purchase 4 or 8 items from the festival marketplaces or participating restaurants at somewhat of a discounted price. For a 4-item pass, it is $34, including tax, and for an 8-item pass, it is $64, including tax. However, Magic Key holders may purchase the 8 entitlement Sip and Savor at the discounted price of $59. So although all of the items are different prices if you were to buy them individually, when you purchase a pass, you can sometimes get a bit of a discount. A pro tip is to use the pass on the more expensive items. All of this is explained on the Disneyland app, and I recommend picking up a festival guide from one of the kiosks around the park because you'll be able to view the festival map as well as the different items available at each booth. Once you have that Sip and Savor, or if you're choosing to forgo the Sip and Savor but just have a few items that you really want to get, you will get in line for one of the checkout areas. You can do that at some of the booths, but a pro tip, you can order everything you want at one location. So you don't have to go to different checkout locations for different booths. If you want something from 6 different booths or 3 different booths, you can order them all at once. So you don't have to stand in line over and over again to purchase your items. Thank you so much. Even though we've eaten a lot of this food already, I figured we would showcase 1 drink, 1 food item, and 1 dessert from the booths. And 2 of those I actually didn't eat in the food review because they are technically returning. So I got the strawberry guava lemonade, which I did review because it was so good, and it might have been one of my favorite things I ate in the entirety of the festival. But I had to get a drink because I will be bopping around and seeing some shows, so I wanted to start off with a very nice beverage, and then I have a food item and a dessert item for later on. Thank you. So something really cute just happened. A PhotoPass cast member, who I may or may not know, I couldn't tell because he was wearing a mask, came up and gave me a sticker, and that was really sweet. It's a sticker from the Hoppers Maybells Challenge, I think is what it's called. It's the activity at Redwood Creek, and stay tuned for a social video about that coming soon. So once you order your items and you pay for them with a card or a Sip and Savor, you will get into a separate line, which is the pickup line. Every single festival marketplace will have one, and then you provide your receipt to the cast member that's checking them off, and they will then in return give you your food item. Something that's extremely important is to hold onto your receipt, because if you do what I did and you purchase multiple items at different places, you need to keep that receipt. They will not take a picture. They will not take your word for it. They cannot go back in the system and look up that you actually purchased it. If you lose that receipt, you lose your items. So we only got one of the items that we have, so I have to keep this receipt someplace special. All right, drink has been acquired, which is a requirement of a park day when you're walking around, and we are on our way up towards Pixar Pier to see the Jammin Chefs. I had pulled over for a second to try this beverage, and I noticed that there was a wine tasting happening at Sonoma Terrace, which is a really cool part of this festival. They have wine tastings, they have demonstrations, so if you're interested in food and wine and want more than just to eat it, you definitely can do that here at this festival. So you can look on the Disneyland app and they will give you a full breakdown of what's available if that's something you are interested in. I found a spot in the shade while we are waiting for the show to try the strawberry guava lemonade and see if it's just as good as it was on soft open. Yeah, it is. It is just as good. It is somehow maybe a little sweeter than it was on soft open. Maybe it's just the mixture that I got. Maybe they changed the ratio of the ingredients. But I'm tasting more strawberry now than guava, which was almost kind of the opposite before. I was tasting more guava than strawberry. But still, it's delicious. I'm very happy with it, and I will definitely enjoy it while we are watching Clarabelle and Chippendale and Daisy and Pluto jam out. I am really looking forward to this. I did not get a chance to see this yesterday, and I haven't seen it since last year. So let's go watch the chefs. Small interlude because they changed the playlist here at DCA for different things. Like for the holidays, they have different playlists, and for the festivals, they do. So they're currently playing their California Food and Wine playlist, and this is one of my favorite songs, and it plays like 10 times a day now. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and their playlists are great. So if you know of a way that I can listen to these playlists at home, because I think people make Spotify recreations of them, but Disney, make your own, because I want to listen to all of them. So we can make, if we can pressure Disney to create a Spotify page where they put all of the DCA playlists, that would make me very happy. Weigh in the comments if that's something you would also love, because their music here slaps. And if that already exists, please tell me, because I really want that.
Some rhythmic revelry. It's time for kitchen syncopation fun as we are cooking it with the Jammin Chefs.
Such a fun show every time. They are really jamming out. Oh my God, do you see this ear? My eye is watering so much because of all the wind. And that head chef, the big cheese, she can sing. That was so fun. And they're like really dancing. And the drummers are awesome. It reminds me a little bit of the like construction drummers in Universal in Florida. Always see them when I'm there, and this is our little taste of that. It only lasts about 12 to 13 minutes, so if you can make time for it, definitely do. It's really fun and a great way to take a break from rides or take a break from eating and digest. But grab yourself a beverage and go see the Jammin Chefs. We are on our way to Hollywoodland to meet Chef Goofy. At least I hope we can meet Chef Goofy. He has had a very long line every time I have walked by. So let's hope that we will get in line and get to see him before his sets end for the evening. I turned the camera on to show you guys the wind. I genuinely don't know if I can, but it's crazy. Like blowing down Hollywood Boulevard. I was like walking through a wind tunnel. That was gnarly. Oh, he has no, that can't be it. He has to have a line. Goofy looks like he doesn't have a line. Let's go investigate, because that can't be right. Chef Goofy is meeting over here by the entrance to Hollywood Studios and the Hollywood Lounge. And kind of right by Monsters Inc. And he has this adorable setup, so let's hope that he is still coming out and the wind is not keeping him away. So because of the wind, all of the characters, like I mentioned earlier, all of the characters are meeting inside because they had to make accommodations for the wind. So Chef Goofy is meeting in the Sorcerer's Workshop, which is really cool. Hi Goofy, how are you? Have you've been cooking up something good? Oh, what's in there? What's going on in there? Oh wow, oh that's so cool. Are those your friends? Look at that, that's your friend, huh? That's Donald. He's having fun. He's dancing around. Yes, he is. I love it, he's having a lot of fun. I actually just saw Daisy and Clarabelle at the Jammin Chefs. Those are your other friends, and they were having a great time. I know, you love them. They're the best. They were having a great time. Can I take a picture with you, Goofy? Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much, Goofy. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're here for like
Some great
10 more minutes.
Thank you. All right, we had to do a little bit of hunting to find Goofy. I talked to like 3 different cast members and they were calling because they didn't know either, because he was not meeting outside, but he had been meeting outside all day. So if it's windy or there's inclement weather, a lot of the times the characters that meet in Hollywoodland will meet in the Animation Academy, and that's what was happening today. But it kind of worked out in our favor because when I went in there was just one family in line in front of me, and then it was kind of just me with Goofy for a little while before the Animation Academy let out the drawing classes and they all flooded into Sorcerer's Workshop, so I timed it perfectly, and I got a fun little interaction with him. So that was really nice, but I have worked up an appetite and it is time to go get our food item.
2, 1, start.
4 minutes.
Okay.
So can you hear him right now? We are here at the Hollywood Backlot stage, and there is programming every weekend for the 8 weeks of the festival at 3:30 and 5, and both of those times will have a different celebrity chef or somebody like that coming in to do a demonstration for an audience. And today, Duff is here. And that's really cool because I grew up watching the Food Network with my family and I've seen lots of shows with him on it. So it's really cool that he's here hanging out and giving us a demonstration. But the cast member said that this programming is not announced or scheduled. Sometimes they will post it throughout the week and let you know who's coming. But other than that, there's no real way of knowing which celebrity chef will be here on the weekends. There's 2 every weekend, so you'll just have a surprise whenever you're here. We are at Garlic Kiss to get the sirloin Gruyere mac and cheese. Now, that is not a new item, so I haven't eaten it yet this year. It was one of my favorites from last year, so I cannot wait to see if it's just as good.
All right, dancers, we're calling you up. Get on the dance floor.
We're back again. Rock your body. Rock your body right. Streets back. Oh, baby, baby.
I am on my way to the Festival Beer Garden to have a beverage with my mac and cheese. And there was a rockin' band on the main stage, so I stopped to listen to some bops and dance along. They have performances there all day long, and we were gonna maybe catch one on our way out, but that performance was awesome. And they definitely create atmosphere, especially with the Pixar Pier in the background as the sun is setting and the lights are all turning on. This is one of the reasons why DCA is such a special park. And I love it more every time I come because there is programming and events like this that are just really special. I've been watching the list of performances, and there is one going on at the Paradise Garden stage at 6 o'clock, and that's in about 15 minutes. So I decided to bring my dinner, which is still very warm and smells delicious, to the Festival Beer Garden, which is just set up in Paradise Gardens, and grab something to drink since I didn't get to come here yesterday, and listen to whatever performance is happening because they rotate bands. So I think there's a list of bands that you can see while you're here, but I don't think they're fully scheduled. Okay, we are at the Paradise Garden bandstand. I found a great seat, actually, a table right off in the corner where I can enjoy my beer and my mac and cheese. So let's dig in. Okay, I got a little bit of everything. There is chimichurri on here and Fresno chilies. Oh, that Fresno chili is spicy. It's very tasty as I remember it being last year. I think it was last year. I think it was last year when I had it. Maybe it was 2 years ago, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. I know this isn't a food review video, but might as well since I'm here. It's really good. I am fondly remembering the last time I had this, and it is just as good. The meat is, of course, well done because it appeals to the masses, and it is steak, but it's well done steak. But it's still tasty, it's still flavorful, slightly dry, but still good. It's a good amount of steak, I must say, on here. And then the mac and cheese, I love the Gruyere, the nuttiness, and the breadcrumbs on there, and the chimichurri, very flavorful. It's a little spicy with those Fresno chilies, but there's only a few on there, so if you're not into that, if you're not into the heat, you can get rid of them. But it's a solid mac and cheese. It's definitely not the best thing I've ever eaten at a festival. I think it's a solid 5 out of 7. I would definitely eat this again next year if it comes back again. It's not something I need to get multiple times throughout the year, but I always enjoy it when I do come back and get it. All right, time to try this beer. It looks dark and delicious. I've mentioned this before in videos that when it comes to beer, I either like something darker, like a porter, like this guy, or something lighter, like a Hefeweizen or even a cider. And kind of everything in the middle is not my jam. Not a big lager fan, not a big amber ale fan, not a big fan of an IPA. But this guy is the Smog City Brewing Co. Coffee Porter, and that sounds right up my alley. Ooh, okay. It's pretty light, actually. Stouts and porters, you never know. They can be really thick and heavy. They're often really thick and heavy, but sometimes they can be pretty light, like this guy. Definitely a lot of coffee flavor, very strong. This has an ABV of 6%, and it goes for $18.50 at the Festival Beer Garden. It's one of the more expensive drinks. It's actually the most expensive beer, aside from the Build Your Own Flight, which was $20, and you could get 4 different pours of 4 ounces to try some different things. It's not sweet at all. Sometimes a coffee porter will have something like vanilla or peanut butter or different flavors in it. This one is just straight coffee, and I'm enjoying it. It is a little bit bitter, but not too bitter. And I think this will be a very nice complement to my steak. This probably wouldn't be a must get for me again. I'll probably do a good job of finishing it, but I wouldn't reorder it. I think it's pretty average for a porter. I would say maybe a 4 out of 7. I typically like something a little heavier or with a little more complexity in its flavor profile, but if you are looking for a run-of-the-mill good coffee porter, this will do the job for you. Tonight, the performers at the Paradise Garden Bandstand are the Philharmonic, and if they are who I think they are, I'm really looking forward to this show.
By reaching out for each other's hand, maybe we'll discover what we should have known all along. Yeah, one day or another, together's where we both belong. If we listen to each other's hearts, why we'll never fall apart. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo, I'm meditating, the Milky Way, I'm meditating, yeah, 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 yeah.
You got that look in your eyes.
I love when they have concerts at the Palisades stage. It's great. It sets the vibe for the whole night. I mean, you all know how much I love DCA at night, and having a band playing like hits from the 2000s make it better. You can't make it better than that. Also, I took a sneaky little video of some cast members dancing to the band. They were setting up for the World of Color dessert party that happens down there, and they were just having a great time and dancing, and I loved it, and so I thought I would include it. It's happening in real time, guys. That song that I was telling you about earlier and the playlist for food and wine, it's playing again right now. It really does play like 10 times a day, and I'm not mad about it. California. I'm heading into Five and Dime to see the merch collection for Food and Wine. There are quite a few items in this collection, and I have to say, I think they did a great job. I am such a big fan of this Food and Wine Fest spirit jersey. I'm not normally a spirit jersey person, but this one in particular, I love the tie-dye. I'm a fan of the colors, and Chip and Dale are on the back. Here for the snacks, stop. So cute, and I had to get one. It came home with me the other day, and I wore it in the food video, so you'll see me wearing it, but it was too cute for me not to get. I just really liked how unique the colorway was, and the tie-dye. I really enjoy that it's not the typical colors. It's not red, it's not gold. We have enough red merch, we have enough gold merch. Look how cute Chip and Dale are on the plate, and they've got a little nut, and a Food and Wine logo, and we've got a Food and Wine trash can, very important. Chef Goofy on one side, and Chip and Dale here for the snacks on the other. I love this one. I might end up bringing this home, but I spent enough the other day on the spirit jersey. So we stopped by Golden Dreams to pick up the cherry cobbler pot de creme, which is vanilla custard, cherry filling, and oat crumble. I did not have this during our food review video. However, I did have it at the media event, and it was phenomenal. And I wanted to come get a full size. I am looking forward to digging on it. It smells so good. It's like a fancy dessert parfait because it's granola and cherry and custard. So it's like an unhealthy parfait, and I'm here for it. I think it's so delicious. I had never had this before, even though it's not new, and it was here in previous years. But I love it. I think it's delicious. I'm not even the biggest fan of fruit desserts, and this is still quite tasty. I would honestly give this a 7. Like, if this was a food review, I would give this a 7 because the custard is just sweet enough to offset the cherry, tangy, almost sour. And then I love the crunch from the granola. It's served cold, which is nice for hotter days. And it's not the most unique dessert, but it's also not basic. And I think they do a great job. It's 3 ingredients, but it's simple enough to be not too complex in flavor, because sometimes that doesn't serve it, and very delicious. So to me, this would be a 7. So I'm going to enjoy this very much as I look out into Carthay Circle, all lit up, and I'm sure I'll see some great people watching and some fun lights and maybe even a few characters while I'm sitting here enjoying my dessert. But thank you so much for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed this look at food and wine here at DCA. It is one of my favorite festivals for sure. I think they do a great job of incorporating music and food and wine and displays and education and entertainment all together. And this, I think, is a little smaller than they've done it in festivals past, but they still have great offerings. I love the celebrity chefs. I love all the musical acts. I hope that you have a chance to come out and explore the festival. And if not, I hope you enjoyed seeing it here with me on WDWNT POV. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.